Today's video is going to be a little bit of a different one. Today we're going to talk about aquariums. And what you're looking at, if this will focus, it's not a flat screen TV or a curved TV. This is my aquarium, and I recently got some Seachem Black Sand. And I did rinse it several times, like maybe 5 or 6 times. And if you look at my aquarium, it's super cloudy. Now, I talked to a few people, especially the people in the store. They said it should tone down after about 1 or 2 days. Well, it's been a day and it hasn't really improved. So what I did is I'm trying out a product called Seachem Clarity. It's made by the same company that handles Seachem Prime. So it's the water conditioner that everyone likes to use. So this is the tank now, and let's see what it is in a few hours. Here's a 2-hour update of the Seachem Clarity. So if you look closely, like in this area right here, that is the foam filter right there. If I can get it to focus. It's hard to see. Yeah, right there. That's where the foam filter is. So you couldn't see that before in the previous video, and now you are able to see it a little bit. So I'm gonna let this run overnight. I also added another dose of the Clarity just to speed it up a bit, and we'll see how it looks tomorrow morning. So this is at 2 hours past adding it, okay? Here's some progress on the tank. I put the Seachem Clarity at 8:30 p.m. Now it's 5 a.m. and you can see you can actually see through it. It's clear. I mean, it's still a little cloudy, but the filter is working on clumping together. I mean, the filter is filtering the particles now. The way the Seachem Clarity works is it bonds with all the dust particles and makes them bigger, so that the filter can pick it up. Now, one thing it does recommend is when using Seachem Clarity, you want to do get some extra filter floss. So what I actually did, I forgot to mention in the first video, is I picked up some Fluval water polishing pads. So there's like a bunch of bio rings and everything in here. I took that all out. All I have is this water polishing stuff so that it'll pick up all the fine particles, which it seems to be doing. So let's give it a bit more time and see how much more clear it is in a few more hours. Here's my last update of using Seachem Clarity. If you take a look, it's actually crystal clear in the aquarium now. The only thing I do recommend, like I mentioned earlier, is the filter floss. Now, I did start this treatment at about Friday in the evening, and now it is Sunday at 9 a.m. Now it's pretty clear. I don't think it's going to get any more clear than that. Now I couldn't film all of it because it would have been a 2-day video, but I've actually added my stone structure in the middle there, and as I added it, I did kick up a bit more sand, so it did get more cloudy a few more times, but I did treat the Clarity once, or actually 2 more times. So every time I kicked it up, just once per day, I would add another treatment, and I actually went overboard, and what I did is for all of Saturday, I treated it once with Clarity. And I mentioned earlier about the filter floss. For about every hour, you don't have to do this every hour, but every couple hours at least, you would want to treat, just rinse off these pads. Like here, it's not as dirty. This would be completely yellow after an hour, so I would rinse it off, and then an hour again, it would be completely yellow. The yellow is pretty much what Clarity has bonded together to be filtered. And here's my other ones. So there was 2 filter floss pads there. There's 2 down here. I even took this part that takes bio rings if you open it up, I put another filter of floss in there. So the entire time, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 filter floss water polishing pads in there cleaning. And I would clean that for about an hour. I mean, every hour I would clean it for a whole day. And the end result is definitely worth it. This is the tank now, completely clear. Let's take a shot from the side here, just so you can see from one side to the other. I mean, here's a video of the tank all cycled with some fish in there. If you take a close look, you'll see some high fin platies there. And I got about 10 neon tetras over here. I also have a few guppies. There's a few here, as you can see. There's also some baby ones. Let me try and find one for you. They're probably hiding in the bottom somewhere. Oh, right, there's one right there. See? And aside from that, there's also a betta fish. If you look closely there. Alright, so this is what a betta fish does when you give it a lot of space. See, it's just swimming back and forth. So next time you see a betta fish in the fish store, and you see it in one of those tiny little cups, this is the potential that you can get with a betta fish. Like, it actually moves around the most out of all the fish. It's constantly moving left and right. And it pretty much takes advantage of every single corner of the fish tank. So if you do get a betta fish, make sure you get one and put it in at least 15 gallons so it has enough space to move around. Because look how much it's moving around. That's a good life for a betta fish. Okay, and if you look at the neon tetras, they are schooling together because they're all part of the same group of fish. I also have this rock structure, which you saw earlier. And I have some Anubias plants here and here. And also in the back is some Amazon sword plants. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so, and if you look up, there's some floating plants at the top as well. And what I did too is I do have a hang-on back canister filter that came with the 45-gallon kit. Now with that hang-on back filter, I'm still using 2 sponge filters on each side, just so that there's always moving water on both ends of the tank. Okay, so if you have any questions about this tank or the Seachem Clarity, which you can see actually worked really well, just leave a comment on the video and like and subscribe for more content.